Okay. Hello everybody, it's Monkey 420 back again with another, well actually it's my 9,000 mile recap of my 2020 MINI JCW Countryman. God, the shifts when you're in sport mode and sport shift mode, whenever it shifts from like second to third to fourth, it just uses this jerk pull of power, which is pretty awesome actually. But yeah, so far I've had this car since October 30th, 2019. This is my Clyde, the one I custom ordered from MINI. It took about, I think I ordered it in end of August around my birthday, and I got it, you know, about 3 months later, so not bad. The weight is definitely the hardest part about owning or ordering a new MINI custom. I always say if you're gonna buy a new MINI, just build your own MINI. Really, you get everything you want: colors, the lights, navigation. I went with the MINI Yours leather steering wheel and leather seats because they're power actually. Of course, CarPlay's in here, wireless CarPlay. I don't really use it. I use my Infotainment more than anything. So, but yeah, so far no regrets. The power in this thing though is like, so I have ASD turned off, active sound design, which is the piped in noise. So right now what we hear is all the stuff I have going on in my vehicle actually. So, oh nice. You're up to like way over the speed limit. Honestly, it's like going from 40 to 80 is so ridiculous. Like the speed and cornering, not bad. I mean, this is normally a 50 mile per hour turn. Of course, we're in the country roads. This is why I'm driving a little more aggressively, because there's really no one on these roads. I grew up in this area, and you have a lot of distance to see. So again, I don't promote speeding, but this is just kind of a for fun run here. But yeah, like again, the minor downfall is the launching from a standstill. There's a little lag in from 0 to about 10-15 miles per hour. But once you're actually at speed at 10-15, you can then just floor the shit out of it, and it will just go. Like 30 to 100 is so crazy cool. Definitely, like I said, I need to take this to a track to properly do this stuff legally, and I try to be very good about not, you know, being reckless or anything, but it's hard when you got so much power at your fingertips and foot. But yeah, I would say that the 300 horsepower is the ideal horsepower for this size vehicle. I mean, I could see 350 being really, really fun. I might look for a 2 and do that, so. As a daily driver, very, very manageable. Right now, let's see here, I have it in sport mode, but I currently only have drivetrain in sport mode. I have the chassis set to the softer normal level, since the Countryman, I think 2020 JCW Countrymans all came with adaptive suspension standard, whereas the Clubman's was an optional option, I believe, for the JCWs. Also, I think with the Clubman's, if you got 19-inch rims, you could not get the adaptive suspension, so just a heads up. With the Countryman, that's not the case, because I could have got the 19-inch wheels, but that was only summer wheels, and I live in Minnesota, so those would not do me very well. Wouldn't have done me very well in November. But as for winter driving, we didn't have a very bad winter this year, but the driving I did do in the winter was not a problem at all. Sorry, this is a boring drive. I took a pretty straight road here, so. But as you can see, you can feel the bumps in the road, of course, even with normal suspension mode, but it's kind of par for the course of a sports car, or sports SUV, CUV. If you want to take corners tight, it's gotta be a pretty solid suspension, unless it's a very good adaptive system, which those systems aren't cheap on the high-end luxury cars. But yeah, overall, fun times. We're gonna do some demos here. I'll go back and edit this footage too and take out the boring sections, the rambling sections. Yeah, I love the infotainment system, so I'm just going to push this button here. I have that programmed to automatically set to go right to my home. So no matter what, wherever I am, I push that button, instantly be set up my routing to go right there. All these are set up for different things. So like I have this one here set to be able to go into the heads-up display to change the sports mode RPM if I want them, or turn it off so I can see the navigation instead. I usually leave sport display on when I'm doing manual shifting, but if I'm in auto sport mode shifting and sport mode engine, I'll just leave it so I can see my navigation, which I'm going to do right now. I actually haven't used launch control just because of the wear and tear it does on your vehicle. I thought about trying it out a few times, but the only time I'm going to really try it will be at a track where it makes sense and I can actually go from 0 to like 120. Because I'm really curious to see how fast this car can do 0 to 120. I feel like it could do that easily within 10 seconds or less. Well, that's a 10-second car then. Ugh, quarter mile in 10 seconds. I don't think this car can do that, but 12 seconds maybe. Well, this is a very empty road. No one drives on. Definitely do notice that the exhaust isn't nearly as exciting, but that's, you know, fuel regulation, unfortunately, stuff in various countries. I think if you took off the EPF filter, it probably would allow the more popping when you're on deacceleration. You can actually get it to happen, it's just you have to really be high RPM to do downshifting. So let's see here, I'm going to go into manual mode. Switch my displays back again. I tried to get this to be able to turn on automatically by that button, but you couldn't set it that way. So, okay, we're in 6th gear. Oh, it's such a windy day, it's hard to hear the outside exhaust actually. We have like 40-50 mile per hour gusts today, so it's a little... Let's see here, we're at 40. Oh, very good. Here, John. It's crazy, like in 4th gear you can be going 60 miles per hour and only be at 3,500 RPMs. You can actually run 3rd gear up to 58 miles per hour at about 4,500 RPMs. Definitely felt a little torque steer there. I was a little gravel there. Yeah, when you're upshifting too, you'll get a kind of like a boost sound, it feels like, which is kind of fun too. Okay, we're getting back into real world areas, even though we're in the middle of nowhere still. We'll still keep it well around the speed limit here. Wind noise, definitely some wind noise when it's windy like today, but again, it's not very often you have 50 mile per hour gusts drive and you're driving, you know, so. But it's just something to know. Interior wise though, it's super quiet. And oh my god, the Harman Kardon system in here is ridiculously good from what I've been used to listening in my old previous Mini. I had a 2013 R58 Coupe with the Harman Kardon system too, and this system just blows it away. I mean, I'm not sure if it's partially in turn because of the disabling of active sound design or not, but I'm a fan, worth it. Same with the big driver assistance package is really nice too. So yeah, you got, you know, let's see, oh, never mind, won't let me do it when we're driving probably. So you have, you know, rear camera, parking sensors, and it actually has automatic parallel parking. I have not used it ever, so one of these days I should definitely give it a try. I do like the radar adaptive cruise control. It works pretty well. There's occasionally times where it will freak out and you have to then, you know, turn it back on when it can't detect cars properly, but one thing I do wish it had was blind side detection. I don't want lane assistance or any of that crap, but I want to just, you know if there's something in my blind spot. So I think that's probably was in the 2021 here version of the Countryman they're redoing this year. And I think they added the Union Jack rear taillights too, so I might look to retrofit the taillights on this, my baby here next year as my birthday present. So, but again, 9,000 miles. I paid about $55,000 before taxes, titles, and all that stuff. Yes, this is a very expensive Mini, but again, like I've been trying to get the point across that this isn't just a Mini Countryman, JCW Countryman. Minis these days are entry-level premium luxury vehicles, whether you like it or not. I mean, feature interiors comparisons to its competitors in the hot hatch era don't compete. A RAV4 looks okay on the inside and outside, but until they got the 300 horsepower, it's a boring SUV, CUV. It's a great one for daily driving function, but for fun, if you had a sports car before and need to make the compromise for more speed, for more room, and higher clearance, and just more cargo space, this guy, the JCW Countryman, is solid. I mean, when you compare it to like an AMG of the similar horsepower era, price-wise, it's about $10,000 more than this one. More luxury features, but performance-wise, it's just as fun, if not funner, I would imagine. I've seen many reviews about the X1, X2s, comparing them to this. The M340i, I believe it is the equivalent engine as the Countryman and Clubman. And everyone that's reviewed the BMW has said the Mini is just a funner tune in it. I mean, it's the same power, but just the way it's delivered, the way the shifting's set up, and just even the exhaust tone on it, just make it a little more fun, even though the pricing is about the same. You do get a few more options, like probably the customizable M settings for all the, like tweaking the chassis, the steering, and the drivetrain, which I wish Mini would give JCW owners, since we're spending so dang much money, the full ability to customize and tweak these options, because I would love that. You know, be able to choose my steering mode, normal steering mode with the drivetrain of sport mode, and then maybe a sport plus shift mode. Who knows, right? So, all things considered, I am still 100% in love with this vehicle, and if you have the money and like the design of a Mini, it is definitely the way to go. If you're looking for an X1, X2, be sure to give a 2020 JCW Countryman a test drive, and one thing to know too, again, all the dealerships, they always have the JCW Recaro seats, sports seats. I, again, have the Mini leather yours, full power. Very comfortable, not as sturdy holding you in corners, but daily driving comfort levels are excellent. Same with the steering wheel. I don't get the red stitching or the logo here, but this leather, I feel, feels very good. So, and some other considerations too that people aren't aware about that might not be in the builder. I opted for black top, black windows, but I also went pure blackout on the logos, front and rear trim, door handles, and then I blacked out the belt line. I think it looks phenomenal if you go with the black top. I don't get the silver belt line, why they still do that. I know it's tradition with Minis, but let's be honest here. I would rather have, if I order a black top, to have a black belt line to really match it. Silver, white, different story, so. Just like that, you're at speed. Yeah, fun times. Thankfully, I've been smart about my driving. Haven't got any driver awards, I guess tickets, or speeding tickets as we call it. So, and one thing too about me, when I'm driving in traffic, I'm in no hurry really. Like, people in the country like to tailgate you, and the city. I don't get it. Whatever. I don't let it bother me anymore. I just know that, you know, if I get rear-ended, well, I know if I gotta stop hard, they're not gonna stop in time for sure. Because the brakes on this thing is ridiculous too. Like, the stopping power, I wouldn't doubt it if it actually is better than a lot of sports cars, like Mustangs possibly. Because it has some mass. I mean, the rear brakes are the same size as last year's front brakes, and the front brakes are even bigger than last year's brakes. So, yeah, definitely good stuff. So yeah, that's, I guess, you know, a recap, I guess, of my first 9,000 miles with my baby. And again, zero regrets. Love the color choice, interior design I picked. I basically went with all the options. I paid a little more for it, but I know I'm going to have this thing for 10 years. And the goal after year 5 on this guy here, I want to turn him into like a rally MINI JCW Countryman. Lift, maybe a little lift to it or something, and brush guards, some rally lights on top. Who knows? We'll see though. Who knows? That, or maybe I'll just go pure, you know, CUV sleeper racer type. Even though I'd have to go to the track with it then, of course. Well, anyway, hopefully I didn't bore the hell out of y'all.